can sort of fake your way through canes and rods and all that. At the same time, you still have to manage your magic with the Cane of Berna. And number 2 is Cane of Berna at Uncle statistically says you have a higher chance of having a pedestal required seed.
And our uncle already throwing shade. Red mails for cowards.
You know, he's not wrong, but I'll take a coward any day of the week because I'm horrible at this game. There's a reason I'm hiding behind a microphone.
You know what? I'm right there with you.
Okay, now that I can see the side profile of the sprite, that's definitely a penguin. Those eyes, though, are so huge.
All right, so we have the sync, and we have your wishes granted.
Yes! Fred's gonna hate me because the last 3 times I've done Fred races, he's got Cane of Berna.
And we already have a bomb. Fred is not opting to kill any guards, at least at this point. Problems was able to pick up his first bomb already. That's already slight advantage for Problems.
Yeah, and of course, getting that early bomb here in the escape just means you don't have to come back later to bomb our way into the 3 chests in the sewer.
Absolutely. Even if there's nothing back there, there's peace of mind, and it's one of those locations that you always will logically have access to, but it can really troll you if you don't get it in your first pass through.
So, very important question. Would you rather have peace of mind or peace of heart?
Well, because I'm horrible, peace of heart.
Okay, me too.
Now, one thing that this Berna start does unlock for us, which I would love to see on some level, and I don't know if chat would also want to see. I've only seen it done once, and it was in a race I ran. Berna bombs required landmolus.
That is all kinds of delicious schadenfreude, and I love every minute of your horribly depraved mind.
I wish I could say I made it up. This comes directly from Feasel and what is considered logical. So I just want to see someone else have to do it other than me.
No, fair enough, fair enough. Although one of my favorite things I've ever got to see was for an entrance randomizer. Have you ever had a required hammer kill of Trinax?
Yes, that is also equally horrible.
It's also equally hilarious.
All right, so Problems a little bit more proficient in getting through here. Fred is going to be picking up his key. We do see the map in Zelda's chest, and looks like we already have the small key, so the rest of the treasures from this point on are going to be items and not dungeon junk.
They still may be junk. Let's clear that up right now. They still may be junk.
Oh, yes, and they, statistically are probably going to have at least one item of junk. But at least it won't be dungeon junk. Maps and keys and bears. Oh my. Maps and keys bears, and yeah, we can get bears.
Yeah.
We can't get bears.
Yeah. I mean, the question is, brown bear, black bear, polar bear.
Well, in Problem's case, if it's a polar bear, we're very lost then.
Well, true, but if it's a polar bear, just hand it a Coke and you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, but polar bears are for the North Pole and penguins are for the South Pole.
You're telling me a polar bear can't go on vacation?
Not typically, no. They don't get vacation time.
Fair enough, but I know penguins can.
This is true. Back to the race, though.
Yep, as you can tell, we're going through the part where we see all the time going through escape, which is lots of movement optimizations here. Once you get through the princess, it's just optimizing your way through the palace and down into the sewers. Ooh.
Now we see a Bombos. Fred has not found a bomb yet. More than that, he's not opted to try to farm any bombs up to this point in time. I don't know if he's gambling that he's going to find some in a treasure chest, or if he feels like he's got to save what remains of his magic for the final boss of the sewer, the single rat with the key.
You know, that tends to be a bit of a fun one here. The hardest part for me is figuring out which damn rat it is.
It's that one.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Ooh, flippers are in the escape, so the fact that Fred doesn't have a way to get in there right now, he is going to have to double dip, and it more than likely is going to end up being required.
In all likelihood, it'll be logically required. We've seen a lot of races so far in this tournament where if Swamp Palace is a pendant, even if Ice Palace is a dungeon, a crystal dungeon, and it's logically required, it's easy enough to fake flipper past it. So, you know, that may not hurt Fred too much, at least right now. Ooh.
Well, that's interesting.
We have our Power Glove in the Sanctuary chest. So 2 early progression items through the escape sequence between Flippers and Power Glove. It'll be interesting to see. The problem is that even though Fred has the Power Glove, he might opt to avoid going into those back 3 chests, at least for a little bit, because he has progression opened up elsewhere.
And both runners opting to not take a look at the Lumberjacks right away, which is an interesting scenario because, again, the last race I called had a required Aghanim because the Titan's Mitts, or the glove upgrade, was in Lumberjacks.
And both runners opting to get the big 20 that they find lying on the forest floor. They're not good Samaritans, not going to turn it into Lost and Found.
Well, no, they need that for to be able to purchase bombs down in Kakariko. And hey, somebody left this book lying around in the woods.
So my dream of a bombs burn Landmo required kill is only a lamp short. I'm getting a little bit excited.
Yeah, and also that book being found in the woods there, can we call it Where the Red Fern Grows?
I like it. We'll go with it. Although it's super sad. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting... Here we go. Get hype already, everybody. We got a pedestal check
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Here we go. Oh, it's just a heart container.
Ped dead. Sorry.
I blame the fact that I'm working with you for this one.
You know, I am a bit of a jinx on Ped required seeds. It's absolutely true. So... Problems and Fred right now are in kind of a sticky wicket, if you will. Fred is still... Fred gets a bomb. So Fred gets a bomb, but they're looking for rupees in order to be able to purchase bombs.
Well, Fred's going to pick up the rupees there, so a big 20 there in the well. Let's see what Problem's going to come up with over in Blind's hut. So far, we got a bomb upgrade for Fred, a bottle, and a heart container, or a piece of heart. Hey, we got double the shield action for Problems, and there's a big 20. Oh, hey, what are those?
And we also got a fire rod. I'm mad.
I thought you were Vitasia.
Okay, I am Vitasia, but my state of being currently is to exist in a state of heightened anger.
Fair enough. Let's see what the sick kid's going to have for us. So we show him. Whoa!
Sick kid with the goods.
I guess that makes sense. The sick kid's going to give us a walking stick.
So we got both canes. We got fire rod. We got boots. We got book. I mean, first of all, Desert Palace is full clearable right now. No questions asked. But
Fred glitched himself. He's glitched himself in the room.
No!
He glitched himself in the room.
This is why you don't fake flip, do the chicken clip anymore, guys.
I've never seen that.
So all the advantage that Fred gained from dipping over and routing Kakariko a little bit better than Problems, completely gone now.
And of course, Desert Palace is completable right now. It's a blue pendant.
Of course. So to explain what happened, there is a... I'm going to start off by saying this game was made in 1991 and was coded by, a handful of guys. Programming language has come a long way, especially when it comes to video games. This game was coded immaculately, as you can tell. What ended up happening is he picked up a chicken, threw it through a chicken clip. The problem was it glitched right as it was passing through the wall, so it glitched him into a perpetual carrying state to the point where he couldn't do anything with it. It's risky doing that particular chicken clip for that exact reason.
Now, the one interesting thing so far that we've seen is the rest of Kakariko that Problems has gone ahead and explored has actually been nothing. Oh, that's a huge thing to find right now, considering all of our weapons are magic-based. Getting half magic there is fantastic. The only advantage that Problems has that he got from Kakariko that Fred didn't, and hey, we got a Moon Pearl in the library. That completely defeats the purpose of what I was going to say, so carry on.
I was going to say, that's actually huge for Problems because it might be a little bit. Fred right now is gambling that everything past his soft lock that he got up there is worthless. Here's the problem. That Moon Pearl is only slightly required for this game.
Only slightly?
Only slightly.
I do see Prob just going ahead. Oh, hey, there's the lamp.
We're getting all sorts of progression early. Logical progression, not so logical progression. We're close to Dark World access already. We're just Titan's Mitt or Hammer away. Fred is a little bit ahead in terms of the straight line sequence that Problems is getting ready to do. We'll see if Fred opts to go ahead. Yeah, Fred is going to go over to the Ice Rod Cave. Even though Desert Palace is a pendant, when you get that book, it just screams go to an early DP for me.
I mean, I would say it screams that for me, but then again, as I said, I'm horrible at this game, so... I just sit here and say, hey, this is what the logic says you should do. Me, on the other hand, I'm just going to go and die to mini Moldorms like 45 times.
I would laugh at you, but the same thing has happened to me, so I can't do that.
Oh, please. I'm here to be laughed at and told my jokes are horrible.
And Fred looks like after Ice Rod Cave is going to be checking what is on the Lake Hylia Island and then possibly following it over here to Hobo. Problems is going to continue on this line. With those flippers, Hobo, the Waterfall Fairy, and of course Zora are in logic. We're a few rupees short here for Zora, though.
Only a few.
And people in chat are wondering, why would Fred do risk the chicken clip if he knew that a soft block was possible? For the lulz. Let's keep it real, guys.
Why not, right? I mean, the entire point of this, let's be honest, and yes, it's the tournament, but ultimately the entire point of video games is to have fun and to be entertained. And what's more entertaining than running around with a fake chicken on top of your head? Did I just leave you speechless?
I wouldn't say speechless. More like questioning my life choices.
Oh, so what you're saying is I'm ruffling your feathers.
You are ruffling my cloaca a little bit.
We're getting water walk over on Problem's side. We set up for it anyway.
Oh, yeah, just so he can dash his way through there. He's got to avoid damage from this point on, though. Oh, hook shot!
Tickle beam. Why is Fred not going for it?
Why? Where are you going, Fred?
I'm not sure what just happened. But anyway, we're going back to get it. And yes, Hookshot quite possibly has my favorite in-game nickname of Tickle Beam.
And Problems is going to be doing a save and quit. When he was, logically the easiest thing to do there would be going down. Looks like he's going to be going elsewhere. Fred, though, that hook shot between what the two runners have, between hook shot, lamp, and power glove, we have access to East Death Mountain now, which I don't know if you guys are familiar, has just a few items up on it, 8 treasure locations up there.
Yeah, and we're a hammer away from Hera access as well, and both of our owners going to go ahead and take on Bunk Rocks. But now Fred's over here. Problem's probably going to go ahead and go in logic to head on up to Death Mountain normally. Fred's probably going to finish up with Kakariko as he's right here, or just do the sequence break up to Death Mountain. We could also do that. Or check Lumberjack, also an option. See, this is why I talk about the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Lumberjack option, and it's just Mirror
Shield. I saw yellow. I thought it was a coin for a second.
Wait, no, it can't be Mirror Shield. We don't... Oh, wait, it can be, because we have 2 other shields.
Yeah, it can be for Problems. Fred's just going to see the red shield, though, yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, so we're probably not going to see a dive into Aga just for that. So here's kind of an interesting predicament Problems is going to find himself in. He's going up here for a sequence. He's completely in logic right now. Fred is doing a sequence break, but we know where that lamp is, so he's not entirely out of sequence. The difference is Problems is only going to be able to get the old man, Spectacle Rock, and that's it. He's just, the save point is kind of the important thing at this point for him. Fred, though, is going to be well on his way for getting those items up on Death Mountain, even though it is a sequence break for him right now.
Also, very typical, you go over to your grandparents' house, you help them with a whole ton of chores, and they hand you a 5.
Man, they handed you a whole 5?
Cents.
Oh, okay, that sounds more...
Ooh, did you see what I saw on top of Spectacle Rock?
It is the lightning coin, Harry Potter itself, Ether Medallion.
Yeah. This is an interesting divergence in routing here, with Fred having access to the eastern side of Death Mountain and Problems. It looks like we're gonna head. Are we heading to Desert here from Problems? Or are we heading down to? Yeah, no, we're heading to Desert.
Yeah, I think he's reading the seed and saying, hey, that book is at least pointing me over here. We'll get a quick check on Gina's Cave. We do have full access, so we have the ability to complete Desert with the item loadouts we have right now, even though we're a little bit late on weapons. Fire Rod and Cane of Burna are both capable of completing it, especially with half magic.
Yeah, my preferred way of killing landmines as a kid. Hey, that's the hammer. Fred now has access to Hera.
Fred does now have access to Hera, which he will likely opt to do. He does not have access to the Dark World yet, which is interesting. The Library Ledge has the Moon Pearl. Fred could have gotten it had he not done that weird soft lock situation with the chicken clip and the Titan Smiths.
Wow, this is huge. This route divergence already. Fred's soft lock turning out to be somewhat beneficial here, as he's gotten himself hookshot, hammer, and Titan's Mitt now from having to adjust on the fly.
Yeah, but can you imagine him being able to do all of this and then do Dark Death Mountain right now? Just completely right now. In fact, if Fred had finished out and not done that chicken clip, if he really wanted to, he can dip into Turtle Rock, sub 20 minutes.
Assuming it's Bombos.
Oh, and sword. Sorry. We do need a sword to get in.
Well, yeah, there's that too. The damn turtle rock. But we might get to see one of my favorite kills so far going into Tower of Hera here, Hammer Dorm.
Yeah, Moldorm on the hammer is, a little bit more common than I think we'd like to see. Just couch cash, move along. We've seen it a ton this tournament. Hammer, 3 quick hits. It's so much nicer. You really need the Master Sword to be able to do spins before you get something as efficient. And because this is accessible so early in the light world, we really see Moldorm killed early a lot.
But there's the 2 items out of Desert. We had the bombs and we had the piece of heart. So Desert not going to be required at all.
No, Problems is going to go out this way, and I can't imagine he's going to kill the boss. He'll check what's on Agena, and of course, he's already checked what's on the ledge item.
Yeah, just taking the fast way out. So this little trip into Desert, we know is going to have absolutely no benefit to us whatsoever because, well, we know from Fred that the pedestal is dead. And seeing bombs and piece of heart, well, Desert, the only thing we accomplished here was a really sweaty penguin.
You gotta wonder, how would a penguin normally survive in that sort of arid environment? I'm gonna presume not well, but for science? No, let's not. Okay.
I mean, he would have to be at Beak Fitness.
You spent all that time just trying to figure out that pun, didn't you?
I can neither confirm nor deny anything. Problems.
Setting up the Houlihan.
Yep. Needs the money. Looks like this means he's trying to get himself ready for Zora.
Well, I mean, that's good news for him. He's not going to quite be able to get there, but he'll at least be able to get the hook shot and eventually find his way up here to Death Mountain with all the value that we've found.
Yeah, absolutely. But Fred going to go ahead and hammer time out this Moldorm here. And hey, that is both items, so basement not required. We got 1 1/4 delicious pieces of heart here. But more importantly, that's going to be the first crystal of the match. And also more importantly, we're taking a look over here at Shapley's house.
All right, so Problems showing us in Sahasrara's closet. We have a hundo, more bombs, and the bow!
Well, trip over here is worth it because Eastern Palace is now fully available.
What is this seed? I mean, depending on what our items are, I mean, are we only like swords away from go mode at 23 minutes?
Swords, potentially medallions, potentially ice rod, but yeah, all things considered, if we assume that our 2 pendant dungeons are Mire and Turtle Rock, then yeah, we are swords away from go mode. Although we need a mirror too.
Okay, mirror.
But yeah,
but still,
yeah. Ooh, are we getting what I think we're getting here?
Are we doing Super Bunny?
As a Super Bunny?
I thought Super Bunny required mirror.
It's been such a long time since I've seen Super Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really a long time. Like, I've not commentated the last time Super Bunny was a thing.
Yeah, no, like, I haven't seen Super Bunny happen in such a long time. I forgot what the setup looked like.
No, he's got it.
Super bunnying. I mean, we're super bunnying into money, so I mean, I guess that's okay. Also, Penguin looks adorable in blue mail.
Yes, it does. So we're going to get our Turtle Rock check as well. Okay, so we have, Skull Woods and Swamp Palace. So Mirror not necessarily required. We do have...
Ooh, we do have the fabled... actually, Mire is going to be required because we need to get the Ether Medallion. That's the entrance to Turtle Rock. But I was going to say is we now have the fabled 5/6 Pod Eastern. But yeah, so unfortunately, Mirror not required for Swamp. Mirror is required to get the Ether Medallion off of the top of Spectacle Rock.
That's right. That's where it was. I was like, where is it? I know I saw it somewhere.
Well, when you call enough of these races, they start to blend in together.
A little bit, yeah. Problem's got to be a little bit careful here. He's at 1.5 hearts. Meanwhile, Fred looks like he is going over here to turn in the mushroom. Interesting.
Very much so. Oh, wow. Problem's going to go ahead and take a dip down the fairy well.
I mean, it's quick. And it's safety, especially in this room that's coming up here. And no.
Nothing there, so it looks like we're going to be taking a trip over here to the eastern side of things. And hey, look, are we going to potentially get a high five? Nope, we're not.
No, Fred will be done by then, but he's got enough rupees to go ahead and check Zora. But Problems is absolutely saving up rupees for Zora. Problems is going to have to get over into that area here before too long, though.
Yeah, Problems does have the rupees to pay Zora now. 3 over, but hey, that's still enough, right? I don't think Zora charges sales tax.
Not yet. Don't give VTorp any ideas.
Hey, VTorp, Zora needs to charge sales tax. And Fred gonna go ahead and
hard reset.
And...
Yeah, he just did a hard reset, so he'll still maintain that money, so he can go purchase things like entrance into Palace of Darkness if he so desires, as well as maintain that mushroom so that he can, if he ends up being able to do fake powder. So that was a good combo there from Fred, and now he's going to finish off Kakariko Village, which has all sorts of value, as you know.
Yeah, it's got the Cane of Samaria, but more importantly, it's got the Moon Pearl down in the library and the lamp down at the race game. Problem's going to go ahead and pick up his first crystal, which is actually one of the 2 5/6 combos, which is also very fantastic.
To imagine Fred was able to get that far without really doing a ton of Kakariko checks. I think he cleared out about half of Kakariko Village before he did that. Problem's now going to be doing his Zora checks, which will be amazing for him.
Yeah, going to go ahead and mostly he's going to be picking up the hookshot here, which does unlock all of the eastern half of Death Mountain, which of course we know holds some absolutely delicious goodies. See Titan's Mitt, see Boots. Fred going back into the chicken coop now and avoiding the chickens like the plague.
I mean, I would too, if I were the Fred. He picks one up, throws it away.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't bomb the chicken.
I'm a little bit surprised too.
I mean, Fred does have a propensity for bombing things he doesn't like.
So here's an interesting situation because Fred's setup with Super Bunny over in the light world or over in the dark world meant that he could check Super Bunny Cave, but he was not able to check Hookshot Cave. If Problems continues to follow this logic and goes up Death Mountain, he will be able to check Hookshot Cave because he'll be able to go over and equip the Hookshot and do it that way. So Problems is going to be able to route things a little bit more efficiently over Fred. I'm not saying what Fred is doing is wrong by any stretch of the imagination. He's had a heck of a run early, but that's a little bit different there for Problems and being able to do Hookshot Cape in addition to everything else that was up there.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem looking at Fred and telling him he was wrong. I have zero issues doing that.
Well, you guys have a different relationship. You know, you're...
I might have grilled steaks at his house before. But I'm still completely unbiased in my commentary.
So we see Problems is also going to turn in the mushroom. However, he hasn't had a save and quit for a little bit, so he's not going to maintain that mushroom quite like Fred did. So if there's going to be anything... No, he is!
You were saying? He's saving quite after the hook shot.
Oh, did he? Okay, okay.
And that's going to allow him to go ahead and start right up here on Death Mountain. Fred, on the other hand, going to head on over to the Dark World, and I would imagine we're going to get everybody's favorite town, Steve's Town. Or not.
Well, Fred's heading up here. I mean, he's got the fire rod. He hasn't gotten blue mail yet. The Problems ended up finding that in Eastern when he did his first dip over there into Eastern. So Fred's a little bit more dangerous over here, but Half Magic Fire Rod isn't a horrible Mothula fight.
No, but it's Mothula, so by default it's horrible anyway.
Well, yes, for us. I don't think it's horrible for these runners.
No, my favorite Mothula fight was still Ben starting the fight on half a heart and winning. I'm pretty sure there's a clip of me somewhere, just me completely fangirling over the fight.
Well, I mean, anytime Ben does anything, I think that's a justifiable fangirl emote that you can make. So, here's the thing. Fred actually can't do Mothula, as chat is reminding me. We still need a sword to cut down that curtain.
Yeah. You know, it's a curtain made of wood. You should be able to fire rod that.
The curtains are fire retardant because Mothula hates fire, so wants to block any fires that break out in his palace from spreading into his lair. Really, that's just responsible fire safety for a homeowner.
You know, you're not wrong, although I'm also of the belief that you should be able to damage Mothula with the bug net.
Alright, so Problems on his way up Tower of Hera now, before going over here to the Dark World. Fred's still... Oh, he's getting ready to take a Death Warp.
Yep, that's what we call poor man's mirror.
And Fred also with 2 keys says, no, I don't need that third safety key. There have been a lot of keys handed out so far. And he's going to the back. Oh no, Fred. He's gambling that there's a sword here, isn't he?
Maybe. I mean, Fred's definitely on the gambling side of things. I've seen him do things like this before, especially in matches where he thinks that the person he's going up against is a better player than he is. Well, that's not a sword, but you'd think a sharpened shovel should be able to cut down the curtain.
So, Greenleaf, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
Does it have to be a fetch quest?
Okay, bye. So he is going to immediately turn in that shovel.
Let's see who we dig up here over on the shovel, and Fred is immediately going to go to this shovel here because in match 1 of the top 128, there were 2 spots left for the flute. One of them was the shovel spot. Fred neglected to check it and lost his match 1 in that match because of it. So Fred's definitely has higher priority attached to the shovel now.
I think everyone on some level, like, immediately after you lose a match for a certain location, like the shovel spot or lumberjack ledge, that's in the front of your mind from that point forward for the next, 50 matches or so.
But I thought matches came in books of 20.
But the Book of Mudora has much more than 20 pages.
Yeah, maybe it's made from the same flame retardant material as Mocula's curtains.
Okay, we've taken this too far.
We've never taken this too far.
All right. Fred, meanwhile, going through Village of Outcasts while Problems is going to be finishing up Death Mountain, and I imagine Dark Death Mountain at the same time. We're just looking for a couple more items for Go Mode, mostly swords.
Yeah. So that awkward moment when sword is your Go Mode item.
I mean, it's only awkward for the runners. It's entertaining as all heck for us.
I mean, swordless is a game option. Just saying.
It is. And the major difference right now between them is the fact that Problems does have that bow. And it was in a location, a lot of runners just say, hey, I'm not going to the entire eastern area until I can find bow. And it was in Sahasrara's closet. So it's entirely possible that Fred might be avoiding that area. We'll be doing the rest of the checks before then.
So what you're saying is Sahasrara is just going to be stringing Fred along then?
It's possible. I don't know if there's an illusion that you're making that I don't understand, but yes.
A bowstring?
Oh. Boo!
Oh, let me guess. You're quivering now, aren't you?
So Problems is now going to be checking Turtle Rock and doing the Hookshot Cave. I'm just, when you're behind, just move on, I think.
I love the fact that chat's like, ignore this guy, and one person's like, damn it, you beat me to it!
Oh, hey! Our first sword!
I'm not gonna lie, I have a secret goal of how many fail fishes can I get in one chat.
Oh, boy. Fred having an amazing hellway there.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. But, oh, are we also getting... Yes, we are. We're getting Spike Cave.
Yep, completely in logic. Hammer, Burna, and half magic. We got it.
Alright, let's go ahead and see what our Swirling Star protection's gonna give us. Just a heart.
Just a heart. It's okay.
And, oh, interestingly enough, look what Fred found over in Thieves Town.
Ooh, silvers!
Yes.
Without a bow.
But that does mean when he gets the bow, the Armos Knights are going to be a little bit easier.
Yes. Technically. If he goes over there.
Well, he's going to have to at some point.
And have we done a hype cave check yet?
No, we're about to.
Oh my gosh, a 40-minute hype cave?
It's Hype Cave. When was the last time Hype Cave was actually hypey?
Alright, so we got a big 5, big 1, big 20, another big 20, That was garbage!
Told you.
I mean, that's not even a Jerry Maguire cave. There were so few rupees in there. He wasn't showing me the money.
So what you're saying is that cave didn't complete him?
You're fired. You're not my agent anymore.
Also, Fred doing one of my favorite ways to kill blind. I'm just gonna beat you with the swirling star of destruction behind the Cave of Berna because I can't get hurt and you're still gonna take damage.
And just arrows, so not much. I mean, silvers were nice. Not thrilling, but nice.
I mean, silvers they help you at the end of the game. I mean, they make Ganon killing easier because I don't know about you, but you know, silverless Ganon, while entertaining, while dramatic, is just kind of spinning around in a circle.
Well, and with the clear lack of bladed weaponry that we have at this point in time, it's looking likely that we're going to have to do. If you have to do a silverless Ganon, you're probably going to be doing a Master Sword silverless Ganon. And what is Fred?
Fred's digging high. He's telling us hello. Hi, Fred.
Thanks,
Hi, Fred.
See, guys, proof positive. Fred does this for the memes.
Also, real quick, everybody, that awkward moment where your phone rings, it's a Twitter like, and you look and your mother liked one of your really suggestively awkward video picture posts, and you're not sure how to respond to it because that just happened to me.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and the first thing you don't do is tell it to the internet that your mom liked one of your suggestively awkward Twitter posts.
If you haven't figured this out by now, I have zero shame. Yeah, I agree with it. Let's just pretend that I'm going to say it, and yes, we're going to have audio cue of it, but we're just going to pretend it's never happened.
All right, so meanwhile, in the game that we're supposed to be talking about,
we're getting a little Froggy World Tour.
Yep, Jeremiah World Tour. Do you know why they call him Jeremiah?
Because Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but he had to drink my wine.
And we find the flute as if on cue.
How is that for timing?
And it was some mighty fine wine.
See? Hitasi is not the only one who can break out into song and dance.
All right, so we're going to see what Jeremiah actually has for us from Fred's side, and he gives us a little bit of love. I didn't think that was legal in Hyrule.
A little bit of love? Ooh, are we setting up for a bomb jump? Oh, and Problems does get the bomb jump only to find red goo.
Well, this does make it a little bit more efficient as you're going through here. If you can do the hammer jump and then go ahead and move from left to right, there's less backtracking you have to do.
Fred jumping into the water. Where are we doing? We're doing swordless ice palace here.
This is brassy. I'll just not be ashamed to say it. He's got some brass doing
Yeah.
Swordless ice.
Oh yeah, we definitely say there's some ice running through his veins.
You really need to chill out with all of these puns, man.
Wow, you're really giving me the cold shoulder today.
Okay, I can't continue it anymore. I have no idea what I'm doing. I submit.
You were slipping up a little bit there.
Hey, look, it's Quake. Change the
So
subject.
that means we do now know where all of our medallions are. So access to Mire and Turtle Rock is now all but guaranteed.
So the real question is, we're really just short of the mirror at this point in time, right? Mirror and Ice Rod.
And a couple of pointy objects.
Well, one at least.
Well, one for Problems, two for Fred.
Yes, Kai, as we do know where Ether is, it is on the floating island. Now, we need the mirror to access it, but we do know where it is.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be all kinds of fun. Spectacle Rock, Ether. Gotta love it.
Now, this is a really interesting setup, and I don't know how well Fred knows his bomb jumps, but I always line things up here with a sword, and when you don't have a sword, I can imagine this one being a little tough.
Actually, not as tough as you may think. I actually did ask one time how to set up that, and if you take a look at the top wall of Ice Palace, there actually is laid out like bricks. You just want to line the top part of Link's head up in line with the middle line of the two bricks, and I believe you should be all set.
Huh, that is good information to know. I will try that.
I know it involves the top of the hat and lining it up with something to do with the bricks. I don't know the exact location, but it's not as difficult as we make it out to be because we can't do it.
I mean, if I thought something was impossible every time I couldn't do it, well, college would have been a very different experience.
Let's see what the frozen... oh, hey, big key.
Chat asking where is Bo, and that's kind of the key difference between these two and has led to much route divergence. Problems found the bow in the back of Sahasrara's closet. Meanwhile, Fred has avoided the Eastern Pod area almost entirely up to this point in time, but he has found lots of value, so it's really opened up the world to the point where it hasn't forced him over into that area yet.
Yeah, but what we do have now is Problems now has crystals 5 and 6, which means we can go ahead and get a check of everybody's favorite fairy, Big Bertha. Or are you more a fan of calling her Plump Petunia?
I'm a fan of Paula Deen, actually.
Well,
The name Paula Deen, not actually Paula Deen.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to make a everything covered in butter joke.
Well, yeah, because she gives you butter.
Yeah, true. No, true. I mean, we could also call her Brandy. I hear she's a fine girl.
For some odd reason, my mind went back to the old Christmas musical, Silver and Gold, Silver and Gold.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was trying to set you up there, but, silver and gold, perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's fair enough. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we all know what time it is. Please stand and salute for everyone's favorite fowl.
Hashtag Neil.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's kind of funny you say that because I'm taking an online ethics course, or an ethics course right now, and just had to write a final paper on the ethics involved with the kneeling for the anthem. So it's funny you write that. And we're getting set up for fake powder. Fake powder time, everybody.
Now, he's having a bit of a hard time at the moment, but there he goes.
We go.
We still don't have a sword over here on Fred's side. And Magic Bat has nothing for us.
So the vampire bat has vampire skewers.
All right, so Fred is slowly working his way here through Ice Palace. Again, it's not as efficient as possibly he could do, but swordless ice is about as fun as it sounds.
You and I have a very different definition of fun then, sir.
You know, I wanted to make sure that the sarcasm was coming through my voice when I said that.
Oh, it was coming through your voice, your pores, pretty much everything.
I mean, I will say this seed was incredibly front-loaded. The fact that we were discussing what our Go Mode items were at like 23 minutes.
That is true. I mean, now, of course, the fun part's going to be... we had Flute in Pod, which is required to get to Mire. Are we going to have Mirror in Mire, which is required to get to the Ether Medallion? Or is Ether going to be required to get into Mire as well, which means we're going to have to dip Swamp?
You know, I'm sure both of these runners would completely prefer to not dip Swamp.
And of course, left side. Well, let's be 100% clear.
Oh, absolutely. So let's see what options we have here with, I mean, Ice Palace is another crystal that Fred is just completed, although it had garbage. Thieves Town is something Problems is doing, and it also has garbage. About the only thing that we have logical access to, at least at this point in time, is going to be the Misery Mire area. Or, I mean, we got both items out of Desert Palace. Swamp Palace still is. So maybe Skull Woods or Misery Mire at this point?
Yeah, we got one of the items out of Skull Woods already. Fred did. Looks like Fred's going to make a play at Desert right now. Problems has the option of... we still don't have a Mirror, so Checkerboard Cave's out of the question. But we have the Mire Swamp, or the Mire Hut, excuse me. We have Mire itself, assuming we can get into it. Problems can only get into it with Bombos, though. Problems does have, as we mentioned earlier, the Fat Fairy.
Most importantly for Fred, I think, is going over to that Eastern Pod combo. He's not touched that area, and the bow is over there. I think, you know, I've got to think at this point in time, with the routing decisions he's made, he is just hoping for the bow before he can touch that area so he can combine those two into one kind of overrun. The problem that we're running into is that the bow's over there.
He may be holding out for Mirror as well to try and get them both done in one fell swoop. But eventually, once he gets the two items here out of Desert, he's going to be almost out of options at this point. I mean, he'll be able to go over and fake Powder, but at that point, he's pretty much left with a choice of, I kind of have to go there.
And that's never a good feeling when you have exhausted all of your other options and said, okay, now I'm left with no choice but to go someplace, any place. At that point, you feel behind. It doesn't matter if you're actually ahead or not. As soon as you feel forced to go somewhere, you feel like you're behind.
I was forced to go to lunch with my family today. Does that mean I was behind?
Depends. How successful are your siblings?
It was actually my mother, my aunt, and my grandfather.
No, I'm just saying, if you have siblings and you are doing poorly in life compared to them, then you are therefore behind.
True, but my sister's only a sophomore in high school, so I don't think that applies quite yet.
I'm going to leave that alone before all of the creepy sayings come out in chat. So let's just focus on the race.
So we've got Fred getting ready to head on out of Desert Palace here, and Problems escorting Blind up to the top part of bottom floor of Thieves Town.
Fred, getting the 2 items, is going to exit out of the eastern exit.
Going to go on over here to Agina's cave, but we of course know that there's nothing here, and Fred going to go ahead and there we go, there's a bomb.
We were expecting that from Fred. We've been expecting that for a while.
I just am waiting to break that out.
Oh, the bomb. Yeah, that's fair. And I think Fred is actually making the play finally over here to Eastern.
Yeah, about time too, because it's going to set him up. It's going to set him up nicely anyway. Picking up the bow here, he will be able to finish both Pod and Eastern in this one trip. He'll just have to make a trip down to the warp to get over to Palace of Darkness. But yeah, he'll definitely be able to finish both of these. And then comes the interesting fact here. Well, the factor here is where is the mirror? Where is a second sword?
Well, swords can be anywhere. I mean, as far as we know, the one sword that Problems was able to get is the only one we have access to up until Ganon's Tower. That's entirely possible, A. The mirror at this point, I'm making a hard gamble on Misery Mire if I'm Problems. Because right now, the Misery Mire area between Mire itself and the shed, there's a total of 4 items there. We're only at 1 item left that we don't know about here in Skull Woods, although there's also Green Pendant, which could be something. I just want to gamble Mire at this point.
My Mire mirror would definitely be interesting, although I would Mire mirror into left side Ice Rod would be hilarious, but we all know as soon as we get Mire and get the Ether Medallion, we're going to head into Turtle Rock anyway, because statistically speaking at that point, Ice Rod's in there.
Absolutely. Turtle Rock itself does have 5 items, plus Mimic Cave, so really 6. And yeah, we still have not seen that Pyramid Fairy yet. I am really concerned about that. I've seen runners opt to forgo Pyramid Fairy, and I don't know if there's some number crunching that's happened that says, well, statistically, Pyramid Fairy is not supposed to have value after... Because I've seen too many runners forgo Pyramid Fairy for far too long.
Although there is one other thing we're forgetting here. Catfish.
I could swear we've seen Catfish.
I don't remember either of our runners going to Catfish.
I might be mixing up my races, so I will defer to your sound judgment, sir.
Defer to my sound judgment?
I didn't say it was a smart idea. I'm just saying I'm going to do it.
Okay. As long as you understand the consequences of your decision-making process.
When there's wine involved,
Red or white?
Red. Zin.
Oh, we're going for a nice full-bodied wine. Yeah, see,
Anyway.
I can't do tannins in red. I'm more of a white wine guy. But anyway, we got a Mothula fight.
I like the Mothula fight with half magic and fire rod. Just got to make sure to not negate any of the damage by hitting it against some spikes. And now we're on to Hammer. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. Only a piece of heart there. So if potentially we're going to have value out of Skull Woods, it's going to be in the green pendant.
I mean, that's still a pretty clear possibility at this point as well. And I think Problems also... Oh, he's going to save and quit. Oh, he can't mirror over. Great.
I mean, we know that the pedestal check is unneeded, thanks to our friend Fred. But...
Darkfalls in chat asks, where did Problems get his sword? And that's another thing we need to really point out, is that Problems was able to get it in Hookshot Cave. Fred has avoided going back up to Death Mountain. He made an early play up there, did the Super Bunny glitch in Super Bunny Cave, and then didn't do Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, so we're only getting a full heart container from Sahasrara, so that means there's not a whole lot of places left to go, and we're getting a Mire check. So biggest thing for Fred right now is he wants us to see on problem side nothing in the Mire shed and Mire itself to be Quake, but it is Bombos, so we can get into Mire.
Oh, and Fred forgetting that you can't dash past that. There's a Master Sword! And a Tempered Sword!
A Tempered Sword! Mire not having all the sharp, pointy objects.
Ah, swords, so much fun in Mire Shed. I think I called it. No, I was calling for the mirror. Dang it.
Well, we still don't know where the mirror is at.
This is true. We still have, I mean, now Misery Mire doesn't look all that intimidating.
I mean, it's still scary. I mean, did you see the mouth of that dungeon opening?
You know what? This is me having a really heartfelt confessional right now. The Cave of Wonders from Aladdin scared me more than the Misery Mire cave opening up. Just saying.
Well, you got to stay one step ahead of the Cave of Wonders, my friend. I am very disappointed with you.
I'm just trying to concentrate on a race now.
Yeah, but again, we are still looking for the mirror. We are running out of places for it could be Misery Mire, Catfish. I think that's about it.
Yeah. Pyramid Fairy is still a thing.
Oh, yep. I forgot about that. So yeah, that's going to be the interesting thing. I mean, we know we're going to be getting Mirror fairly soon, although the thing to keep in mind here is Problems has not checked Ice Palace yet. So he's definitely probably going to go there as well before we... I can't say before checking Pyramid Fairy or Catfish, but the Mirror could still be in Ice Palace as far as Problems is concerned.
It could, but at this point, I think Problems is hoping, at least, that he'll be able to go mode Ice Palace, which, if he finds the mirror, he absolutely will be able to. And Cape?
Oh, we didn't even think of Bumper Cave.
Have we checked that at all?
No, I don't think we have. And the other thing that we have to remember that the mirror does open up is there are a bunch of overworld spots that the mirror is going to open up for us, because we still need Ice Rod.
I mean, technically we need Ice Rod, I suppose. So what kind of maximum trolling can we get out of where the Ice Rod could potentially be?
Well, left side swamp I think is our best bet.
Left side swamp after butter sword. Jesus. Okay.
Wow. Mire having all the pointy objects.
Mire having all the pointing objects. Let's just point out for a second. Problems IRL has butter sword. Fred still has 0 swords.
That's just insane. I mean, I guess I do have one question to ask here. With all of this, all the swords that Problems have, and all the swords that Fred doesn't have, does that mean Fred might be on hilt?
You know, it's entirely possible that he is, and I am failing to come up with a good reactionary pun. I'm sorry.
That's perfectly fine.
I clearly need more wine before I can respond to that properly.
More wine is always an appropriate answer, my friend.
Okay, so at this point, Problems is set up for. He's doing silver vitreous, which is super nice. Got the 0 cycle.
Yeah, silver arrows, especially killing some of these other bosses, Helmasaur King, Vitreous, things like that, is always fantastic because in the vanilla game you're not supposed to have them at this point. So they shred all of these bosses. It's great.
Yeah, it's not as effective on Mothula, Blind, things like that. Not necessarily that great on, but man, those bosses that silvers do work well on save so much time.
But now here comes the question, because we did not find Mire in Mire. So if you're Problems, where do you go? Well, first we're going to go check the shovel game. But after that, do you go ahead and do you check Pyramid Fairy? Do you go to Catfish? Or do you go to Ice Palace?
I think what you do is you do kind of the overworld pass, because you can route all those together. You go ahead and do Pyramid Fairy, check Pyramid, check Catfish, do all of those together, and at that point, then dip Ice. And Problems is ignoring my advice.
That's okay. I mean, I would probably have done the same thing you would do, because as you said earlier, having to go mode Ice Palace is the absolute best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, being able to go mode Ice is so nice, and we already know, I guess from us, that we know that Ice Palace is worthless, so you'll want to be able to go mode it.
So I just saw one of the quite possibly most hilarious but worst suggestions ever in chat. They want us to do another set of commentary where every time one of us makes a pun, the other one has to take a shot. The problem is I'd be sober and you'd be dead.
Yeah. Guys, let's talk about how you want to kill me here. I'm feeling attacked a little bit.
Apparently they want less puns and more songs.
Oh god, I thought they got enough of songs yesterday when I pulled out my Bob Seger.
Little old-time rock and roll?
Yeah, I changed Like a Rock into the song about Turtle Rock.
Nothing wrong with that. And hey, we are going to go ahead and get our pyramid check from Fred over here. Depending on what's here, this could be absolutely huge. If Fred finds Mire over here, best case scenario for Fred is Mire is on Catfish and we get Ice Rod here. He gets Ice Rod here, and then we're go-moding Mire, we're go-moding Turtle Rock. That's the best case scenario for Fred here.
I don't know if we necessarily want Fred to go mode anything, especially with 3 swords being over there in the Mire area. I think we really want him to check some more treasure chests.
Well, he's probably going to check Mire Shed either way, and that'll get him what he needs to beat Ganon, just that one spot.
Pyramid just has a big 20. I think that is the first time we've seen the pyramid location as well.
It definitely is, but here we go. What do we got here inside? We got a heart container and 50 rupees, so by Fred gonna bomb the ferry. Big surprise there. So does that mean that Catfish has progression?
Does it? I mean, I think it has to.
Yeah.
Ew.
This is the second race in a row I've called where Catfish has had a big progression piece. And yeah, so Mire over here at the Catfish.
And you know, I think right now Fred is hoping for a sword. He might even be avoiding Misery Mire, just saying, until I get a sword, I shouldn't go over to Mire and hope to open it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely got a lot of options available to him. But yeah, Catfish is going to open up the rest of this game here for us.
Yeah, this absolutely cannot be Ice Rod. I think this has to be the Mire at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've checked every other location between our two runners. Yep, there it is. And we're going to bomb the Catfish, and there is our Mire. Only an hour and 11 minutes in.
He's so vain, he probably think this check is about him.
See, I thought since we're talking about Disney movies, I thought you were going to go with Reflection.
No, I gotta go with classic rock references where I can.
Nothing wrong with that. So Fred's going to go head up here, and he's going to get the Ether Medallions. Are we going to get a swordless T-Rock? Oh, Fred falling down the ladder, but are we going to get a swordless T-Rock?
Well, we can't. We absolutely need a sword to open. But he's gonna get Mire, or get the Ether Medallion, and I hope he doesn't go over and... Oh, then he's gonna be doing... He got the Mire, so he's gonna go over to Hookshot Cave, which you know he doesn't have. He's gonna get his sword, and then he might actually dip Turtle Rock.
True, and let's be honest, guys. You know, going into T-Rock with Plastic Sword, it's swordless T-Rock. Let's be 100% honest.
I mean, I really don't kill a whole lot of stuff in T-Rock anyway, unless it's like fire rod shots. Oh, and this is going to be horrible because he's going to go over here. Wait, what? Oh, right.
He kind of has to portal.
And he has to portal. He'll portal, have to jump down, go to Hookshot Cave, then come back, portal.
So portal, does that mean the cake is a lie?
The cake is absolutely a lie. I don't care what anyone says. So everyone's asking, how is Fred swordless and Problems in Butter Sword? Just to recap, there is one sword here in Hookshot Cave that Fred has not gotten yet, which is fine. The other three swords are in...
Fred slashing it.
The other three swords, two of them are in the Misery Mire shed, and the third one is in Misery Mire proper. So, three swords over in the Misery Mire area. The one to unlock Misery Mire itself is also here in Hookshot Cave. Oh, Problems took a death, but he has a fairy.
Nope, so it looks like we're going to get some Spike Cave action from Fred over here, which we know is nothing to write home about.
Ooh, Spike Cave action. So another crystal from Problems. So he's Turtle Rock. He is still looking for that mirror. As soon as he finds the mirror, man, it's in Catfish.
Yeah, he doesn't have many more options to take a look at. He's going to save and quit here. This is more than likely going to end up being his pyramid check. And then after that, he knows we're pretty much at Catfish. So the interesting option is going to be here for Fred is once he's done in Mire, which you know he's probably going to now, where do you go? Because we still need Ice Rod. Do you check Turtle Rock and do the correct play, quote unquote, or do you gamble on Swamp Palace?
I mean, it's effectively a 50-50 toss-up at this point in time. Swamp Palace has 6 items. Turtle Rock has 5 plus Mimic Cave, so it's 6 items. So it's literally a coin flip in terms of which one has the Ice Rod.
I mean, you also have Graveyard Ledge, you have Cave 45. I mean, there are other options here. And Fred's option is going to finish off Mocula.
Problems with the I love this glitch, and I'm glad whoever found it. So you can dash, as long as you're dashing at a screen transition, you'll get your bomb back. Bomb duping.
Bomb duping could be very, very dangerous.
Depends on what part of the world you live in. All right, so Problems pulling out his hook shot makes me concerned that he might be getting ready to hop the river and check Graveyard Ledge instead of going up to Catfish, which is not a good play.
Well,
unless Graveyard Ledge has something.
You can't check Graveyard Ledge without Mire.
Right. Right. Right.
And this is the fun part about commentary, is we tend to forget you need X to check Y. We're like, well, we haven't checked Y, so let's go there. Then chat loves to remind us, you're wrong. And guys, I know I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
Oh, yeah. And think we're doing this and we're just sitting back, you know, I'm drinking a glass of wine and just kind of sitting back laughing and joking around with these guys. Problems and Fred have to logic all of this together while they're running through the entire game. That's difficult. So for them to be at this level, being able to do this is absolutely amazing. Kudos to both of these runners for making it this far into the tournament. What they do is not easy.
So I don't believe Fred has unlocked the flute yet, so he's probably going to go ahead and down and get himself a swag duck.
Makes sense. What is Problems still has to do the Jeremiah check, or he's doing K45. Okay.
K45 or Graveyard Ledge?
Graveyard Ledge. Oh, sorry.
And we're also going to check Bumper Cave probably too.
Yeah, trying to check these other not dungeon locations before going up to Turtle Rock, which I like. I think is a solid play.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely 100% agree with you. You might as well check all these items you can check now, because on the off chance you get the ice rod that you're looking for, that means you don't have to check as many chests in Turtle Rock. Once you get the keys you need, you're good to go. Of course, you and I both know it's either going to be Left Side Swamp or Laser Bridge. I mean, let's be honest.
You and I have very different definitions of no.
Yes. You're not incorrect, sir.
All right, Fred's going over here. Is going to be doing his fake powder and has to burn magic as quickly as he can. This is so much time. Yeah, Fire Rod, a lot easier, Fred.
He is definitely having fun burning the crap out of the bat, though.
Oh, Fred or Problems. Is Problems? Oh, he's doing
Bombos?
45.
No, yeah, we're going to get 45, and we might get a Bombos check, too.
Has he not done this south route at all?
I don't think we've checked Stumpy. Yeah, no, he hasn't checked Stumpy. Although Fred doing something we haven't checked either, we've got the lunchbox.
Another one of those locations that absolutely could be. We have a lot of these kind of one-off locations that these runners have not really had the opportunity to check because of Mirror. And that's really the problem with late Mirror. It leaves things like Graveyard Ledge and K45 and and one-offs that you don't want to leave behind normally in good routing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fascinating thing right now is both of our runners are on the same sort of page here when it comes to the running or the routing here, heading off in this general area. The big difference, of course, being Problems has already done the Misery Mire area, which is why he's got the butter sword and Fred has the plastic sword.
Well, there's the most important item in the game.
Finally, we agree on something.
So, I mean, purple chest is looking increasingly likely. We'll see Fred giving us a hint here. Is Problems? Oh my God, Problems is doing it.
Is he checking Swamp?
He is doing Swamp.
Did he forget the Ether Medallion was on top of Spectacle Rock?
Did he even go up there?
I don't know if he did.
Oh my
I
God!
could still be looking for Ether Medallion.
Oh, this is horrible!
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of right now.
This is...
I mean, it could end up being the right play if Ice Rod is here in Swamp. But if Ice Rod is in Turtle Rock or in Mimic Cave, then that... Oh my, wow.
Yeah, it's horrible. You might even be able to say that
But both of our runners are doing
some
it!
problems. Okay, so Problems doesn't have that many problems because they're both doing it.
This... Fred's probably digging for Sword, though.
Where's Dr. Bob when you need him? He's going to say, Swamp Palace is garbage.
I mean, I don't think Fred's activated his flute yet, so that might be part of the issue. Yeah, no, Fred coming into Swamp Palace here is effectively sealing the match for Problems.
I mean, this is confusing. This is absolutely confusing. At the same time, yeah.
The thing I don't get is you still have 2 crystals left to do. If you're Fred, why are you checking a pendant swamp? It's not even a green pendant. Before you at least go over to Mire and get that out of the way, or Turtle Rock, why are you checking a pendant dungeon here?
The only thing that really comes to mind as to why both of these runners are here, because realistically, both of these runners should be going elsewhere right now. Problems really needs to be up doing Turtle Rock right now. Fred really needs to be over in Mire right now.
I mean,
both of these runners are tilted.
Yeah, the other option here is that I'm pretty sure if you check out Fred's item menu, Shovel is on the spot and not Flute. He might have forgotten he has Flute at all. He might be looking for it. So if that's the case, both of our runners forgetting about something. Problems probably forgetting Ether was up on Spectacle Rock, or he's just looking for Ice Rod. Fred probably forgetting he has the Flute. This is...
Oh my
the
God!
Ice Rod, so the gamble. Oh my word! Problems with the correct gamble.
What is
That's
this?
crazy.
And he leaves.
Because
So
that's
he's
the
got
only
to
thing
know.
he needs. So yeah, he was in there as a gamble. Wow, that was ballsy.
The brass on that penguin.
No kidding.
Oh, man.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking how crazy this match is, don't worry, because we're going to get round 2 of Problems and Fred immediately following the conclusion of this match. But oh my word, that was... The Stones is right.
Oh my God. I feel like I need a cigarette after that.
I mean, so you're drinking wine, you want a cigarette. I mean, anything else here?
I don't know. I'm drinking wine. I need a cigarette. I'm unexpectedly French. I need some help.
You are definitely unexpectedly French there. A croissant, maybe?
Oh God, help!
Like, I have no response to that. But yeah, I think Fred, at this point, he's finishing Swamp. Fred has to have forgotten he has Flute.
Yeah, he's got to have forgotten about Flute at this point in time, which is too bad because that's where all the swords are. So he's gonna have to plastic sword Argus, which is never a fun fight, and it's not gonna have anything worthwhile.
Nope, we're gonna do menu boss here.
Yeah, I do want to point out, because I know chat's asking about it, the rematch on immediately after here between Problems and Fred, right here on Speed Gaming 4. Unfortunately, myself and Greenleaf have other obligations. I'm going to be over on Speed Gaming 3 for another video game race. You will be well taken care of, though. Both B-Links and Crowzone are going to be on the mic. Both of them, while not necessarily as funny as the two of us, will take care of you guys. I promise you.
Yeah, I can't promise you as good on the singing, though.
Oh, B can belt out some tunes. B has an amazing Janis Joplin impression, and don't let her tell you that she doesn't. She is amazing.
So what we're saying is chat needs to request the Janis Joplin impression. Oh, look! There's a B-Links right there! Yeah, now that we're out of the way of the hard part of the Argus fight, which is the menu boss, we're just going to go ahead and shoot him with a silver arrow and be done with it. But unfortunately, Fred's still not where he needs to be. Red Penny here not going to get him anything, and yeah, he has the flute. He has what he needs, and at this point, knowing everything he's checked, he has to be wondering. Like, I think the only thing he hasn't checked right now is Graveyard Ledge. But once he sees that, he's probably going to be kicking himself that I've had flute this whole time.
He'll get there eventually. He will get there. That's the problem is, and I think it's happened to all of us, where you get to a point where you're going through races, you misclick on something, he's going through his menu, and yeah, it's shovel pulled up. He doesn't know. I don't honestly think he knows at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where he's going.
I think turning in that green pendant?
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Problems is going through Turtle Rock as quickly as he can. He's, not quite 100% seed, but this was a close one. I mean, he got a lot out of Swamp Palace. He got all the items out of Desert Palace. He's not opening any treasure chests. He doesn't have to in Turtle Rock, but still.
Fred's going up to Turtle Rock right now. He thinks flute's in T-Rock.
Poor Fred.
Poor Fred indeed.
Yeah, in chat, Fred thinks he's looking for the flute in order to get over to Misery Mire. Problem is he has it. And that flute was in a very musical location. We were singing at the time, I believe, in Palace of Darkness.
Yep, absolutely. And Fred even bombed the chest flute was in.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's no other explanation at this point in time about why Fred is doing what he is doing.
Yeah, no.
Problems, in the meanwhile, is on his way. He can even skip Laser Bridge entirely.
Yep. Yeah, no, the Fred's plays are the plays of somebody who just forgot they had flute.
Question chat, how do you flute if you can't select it? The programming in this particular randomizer allows you, for those items that you can have multiple spots in, for example, mushroom and powder, and then flute and shovel, if you press Y, it will toggle between them. And that was added very early in the randomizer, like pre 10.0 something.
Yeah, also, problems with the absolutely fantastic first part of Tronix here. Are we going to get the complete zero cycle? Yes, we are.
GG on that wonderful Tronix kill. And my good friend, Greenleaf, that's his 7th and final crystal. Do you know what that means?
It means we go get to put on our galoshes and play in the puddles?
Almost! There are 22 treasure chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain the Ganon's Tower Big Key. Go ahead and get your guesses 1 through 22 in chat on which one it's going to be if you are a subscriber to any of the Speed Gaming network of channels or have donated at least 250 bits. And you're the first one to guess the number, you will be entered into our leaderboard. So, my good friend, we've had so much fun this race, I don't necessarily want it to end, but what are you hoping for the number that it's going to be?
Well, I always guess 16, so we're going to go with 16.
You know, I like the consistency. I know I personally always go for the same number until I win, so I'm going to go with 18 this time.
Ooh, so traditionally speaking, if we do the first 2 chests on right side, which it looks like we're doing for at least to start with, 18 will be the first chest we do on right side after we do the full left side check.
Now we're going to the left. Cannot start out immediately on the right side. That particular setup is why we've seen an increase in the quote-unquote Dark Magician strat, which will start off on the left side, get over to the Staphos room, and then mirror back and then do right.
But so far, we have had no big key, so that's 3 options down so far. We're going to get 4, 5, 6, and 7 right here in this Stalfos room. Take a look here. We got the compass, so we know where we're heading. Hey, we got red mail. If you remember from the very beginning of the game, Uncle said red mail was for cowards, so we have a very cowardly penguin.
Is that the latest cartoon sensation from Cartoon Network? The sequel to The Cowardly Dog?
Yeah. Problems the Cowardly Penguin. I think we're okay with that.
Oh no, I think our bot's broken.
It is.
Because all good things must break at some point?
Well, I'm here, so just hashtag blame TG. It's fine.
That's fine. Why is it called Dark Magician strats?
Dark Magician was the one who popularized it?
Yeah. There was a runner once upon a time called Dark Magician, and he popularized
1184,
it.
I believe, if we want to get full credit here.
It's just like Jet Seeds are named after the runner Jet 082, not because you go fast. They're named after an actual runner. Most things in this game are named after actual runners.
Yeah, so far, chests 8 having nothing for us. 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, so far we're still looking. Oh, 10 through 13. Not having anything for us. The next chest on the list is Bob's chest.
Bob's chest, a popular choice from a certain commentator who shall remain nameless.
Nameless and faceless?
Well, it's Bob.
Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob-tastic.
Fair enough here. So let's take a look and see what everybody's favorite anti-fairy Bob has for us here. Gotta love the glitchiness of the sprites there. And Bob's chest has just a big 20.
And Silver's on Ice Armos. Ooh, Problems missed a couple times.
Twice. Shooting like I shoot. Here we go. Chest number 15 coming up. Nothing. Come on, chest 16. Come on, but no, nope, nothing there. 17. No. Hey, you're still in the running, my friend.
Hey, one more. First chest here.
Of course, at this point, it's going to be tile room, right?
Chat's hoping for that.
Oh, chat's always hoping for tile room.
Fred having a rough time on this laser bridge. Now, this is the first time we've actually seen laser bridge.
So far, laser bridge giving us absolutely nothing of consequence. Nope, yeah, laser bridge, just nothing. So Fred's going to be sitting here wondering, what's happening? And he just hovered over the shovel too, but didn't stay on it long enough to see the Y input. $18, $19, $20, and $21 coming up for you. Nope, not 18, not 19. There,
20.
it is, chest number 20.
I mean, it took us a while. We eventually got there. It was nice and deep. The collection rate in this one is going to be pretty high.
Yeah, absolutely. Fred fake powdering to get a fairy there. That's hilarious.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but that's the first time I've seen the fake powder used outside of the back glitch, so that was perfectly fascinating. And here's the best part. Remember I was talking about hammer neck strats earlier? Way earlier?
Yeah. Yeah, you trolled chat with that, and Fred is having to do it.
Pretty sure Fred hates me right now.
We'll make sure that Fred knows you were responsible for this for him.
Oh, I'll text him and tell him myself.
It's not his inability to check that he has the flute. It is entirely on you.
Oh, it's always my fault. Just ask people in chat, they'll tell you. But now we are going through, well, I don't want to say everybody's favorite part of Ganon's Tower, but we are going to be going through the gauntlet.
I mean, we're mostly through the gauntlet, and Fred, I think Fred's got a fairy. Okay,
Yep.
He does.
See? Chat's telling you who to blame.
When in doubt, blame
Just blame
PG.
PG. Yep. And we do have the hammer kill on Trinex there, and Fred going to go ahead and pick up his item here, which is not going to be the flute. So now Fred's probably going to be like, wait, what? Do I have it already? Did I do a dumb?
Yeah, this is like Flutenfargen.
Flutenfargen. I like that one.
I mean, I don't know what else you could possibly say. Flutenfargen, yeah.
I mean, I guess because he forgot he had the flute, can we say it was a mistake of note?
You know, that comment really rings true.
There we go. See, hey, we're getting there. It only takes
working on it. I know.
40 minutes, but we got you. We got one from you finally. Where is Fred going?
He's lost.
Where is he going?
Oh, he's gonna go check K Graveyard Ledge.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so here's the question at this point in time. What happens first? Does Problems win, or does Fred figure out he has the flute?
Considering there's pretty much not any spots left, I'm gonna hope it's Fred figures out he has the flute.
Nice double here from Problems. And Problems lost Aga in that.
Oh, he's going back for left side swamp.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Another double from Problems.
What are you doing? Meanwhile, on the left-hand side of your screen, Aghanim 2 giving Problems all the business.
Yeah, this is a situation where Fred is in go mode. He does not realize it. But you know what? I think literally every single person has run into this situation at some point in their rando career.
Oh, absolutely. We've all done this. It doesn't matter what game, it doesn't matter what randomizer you're playing, whether it's this one, whether it's, the combo, whether it's Z1, SMB3, like pick a randomizer. We've all done this to ourselves.
Start your day with a delicious whole grain breakfast secreted for your little incredible insides.
At least he's not making me hungry with the barbacoa burrito talk this time.
This is true. Barbacoa burritos always make me hungry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, barbacoa burritos are just delicious anyway, so... Problem's going to have to be careful here. Not sitting on a fairy, but does have... Okay, there we go. There's the red potion being used. Like, I know he picked one up because he got it from the big chest in pod. But that heart and a half, Fire Bats would have killed him.
All right. Problem's already on phase 3.
I mean, we have half magic and silver, so are we even going to try to get Torch Glitch here, or we're just going to play it normally?
Nah, I mean, we don't really even need it. The real trick is getting it, setting it up so that you can get Ganon with this triple here, and GG Problems.
Yeah, so then that makes all the sense in the world there. Unfortunately for Fred, just got fluted.
GG to Problems IRL, finishing with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1:42.25. And as we thought, as soon as Fred saw the dot done, he says, nope, I'm done. There is a second match that is going to happen between these two immediately. They're getting set up over in the other room now. So if you guys hit, there's not going to be a post-race interview. We're going to get set up for them to do the match almost immediately after. So stay tuned, everyone. The difference here, Problems, I think, had a great execution, great routing. But if you had to pick one thing, it's Fred forgetting that he had the flute.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Fred admits himself he's an old man, so he probably just had memory issues. And for those of you who are wondering, the flute was in the Palace of Darkness.
Yep, it was in one of the front 6 treasure chests. I believe it was the one, the spawning treasure chest. Drops down, yeah.
It was the room to the right of the collapsing bridge.
Oh, right. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, so basically what's going to happen here is, like I said, these guys are going to be doing the next race here, pretty much coming up directly here. As we mentioned, we're going to be heading out for other obligations. Natasha over to Speed Gaming 3, me over to my kitchen to make dinner.
I mean, that seems to be obligatory at this point in time for me too. I just don't have the option. But yeah, stay tuned here for on Speed Gaming 4 for Problems IRL versus fcoughlin, the rematch. Also going on at 5:30 Eastern is going to be round 2 of Elminster and Losset over on Speed Gaming 5. At 8 o'clock tonight on Speed Gaming 5, you're going to have Sonicam versus ALG Andy with a follow-up race immediately after on Speed Gaming 5. And, of course, at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have Jacobs for Life versus Jay Misher. So still plenty of randomizer action going on tonight. Lots of double headers. Sonicam and Andy doing back-to-backs. Problems and Fred doing back-to-backs. Elminster and Datlasa doing back-to-backs. It's just a great night for randomizer.
It absolutely is. And as we mentioned earlier here, we're going to have B-Links and Crozone 80 taking over for us here as soon as we get to the end of the credits here. So I guess right now I want to say this was an...
Absolutely. And I did want to give a quick shout out to Michael K. doing the tracking for us. There were many times that we completely lost track of a couple things, and just being able to look down and know that Michael K had our backs, amazing. Big shout out to him for doing the tracking for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, a huge shout outs to all the staff behind the scenes over at behind the scenes, not seeds. We're not going to get into that. Behind the scenes at Link to the Past, that's VTorp. Go through all the points over there if you have a bad seed. All the staff behind the scenes over at Speed Gaming for making all of this possible.
All right, and I guess that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, TGE. It's been a blast, man. Thank you for jumping in here at the last minute. Otherwise, this could have been just me singing, and it would not have been nearly as fun.
Wait, hold on. Me jumping in caused us to miss an hour and a half of just singing? I'm very disappointed in myself.
Oh, don't do that. It's been a great time though, for real.
No, it has been fun. Definitely want to do one of these again. So again, thank you all very much for watching. Stick right here on Speed Gaming 4 because we've got match 2 coming up, and going to be taking our places here in a minute. We're going to have B-Links and Crozone. So I mean, you're getting quality no matter where you come from here.
Absolutely, and have a good rest of the night, everyone. We'll see you at the next match.
Later.